Daryl here. The channel is Programming in Any Language. The supporting website is www.black-duck.com. You find the videos and PDFs of the code there in most cases. The video is the Anything Database version 2 part 4, Saving the File. Saving the data consists of extracting data from each of the 8 lists and assembling a comma-delimited record. In addition, each field in the comma-delimited record will be the same size record after record. This will be a text file that can be imported into a database table if desired. The process is actually simple. And by using a method to concatenate all the fields together, the process is clean. Well, so far we set up the application so we can add records and we can navigate those records once we get them. The problem is we can't save them right now, and that means we have to re-enter every time we open the project up. So we're going to change that right now. We're going to use the saving the file routine. We're going to create that so we can literally save all the records we have on the file. So we have something on the database every time we go into it. So let's take a look at that. Once again, we're going to be taking a look at the save piece, which is way over here on the end. We're going to be taking a look at this. We're going to open StreamWriter. We're going to select the output file. We're going to write records from the list using a loop of some kind. Close that file and we're done. Take a closer look at this. We can bypass everything else and we're looking at just this. So again, we're breaking this thing down to small pieces. And we're looking at the save portion of this thing and we're going to get it going. What are we using on the form? Literally nothing. We're going to be using the message to tell the user that we've actually saved something, so that'll be used here. The button save is being used here, and that's about it. Nothing else. So it's kind of a low-key module we're going to be creating right here. So let's go ahead and build that thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my save routine right over here and actually click on it to get it opened up. So we'll open up the routine, and we've got it sitting right there as our button save. All we need to do for this thing is basically write the routine to actually save records. We're going to go up here on top and check to see if we have the I/O. We don't have that up there, so we're going to add the using I/O. Now we'll be able to use the pieces we're looking for there. And where do we put that little routine? It's way down here, the save thing. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're only going to save if we have records. So we're going to say right away, if int rec count is greater than 0. And we're going to do something. We're going to do everything, as a matter of fact. Otherwise, we're going to do an else down here. What we're going to say to the user is messagebox.show no records to save. And we'll leave it at that. Otherwise, we're going to go up here and start working in this area. That's where you need to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set our int rate counter. We're going to establish a variable, which will keep track of what we're actually writing here. Number of records written to disk. Then we're going to say string str anything record equal to nulls. Holds current data from the lists. What we're going to do is we're going to actually be creating a record with all of the pieces in the list based on what the actual record count is at any given time. So we're going to do that. So we have set up these variables in here. Now we can go here and we can actually start a for loop. Or actually we can start a try, because we don't know if this thing's going to work or not, if we're going to have an issue with the file. So we'll say a try, and down here we'll do a catch. Oh, that's screwed up. Yeah, it should be braces here. There we go. Let's put them down. So we're going to try, and if everything's successful, we're going to go and do our processing in here. But if we have a problem with the file for some reason, we're going to have a catch right in here. And this will be another message box. Let's copy this one, and we can actually it's going to be message ex. So I'm going to say message box dot show ex dot message. We don't know what the error is going to be. It's going to be some kind of file error perhaps. So we're going to let the system determine what that is and give us some help on that thing. So that's where we're sitting right there. Let's get rid of these blank spaces here. Tighten it up. So basically in here is where we're going to do our processing. And so we're going to, right away, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say StreamWriter, and we're going to say anything file. That's going to assign our file to the name anything file. We're then going to name that file. Anything file equals file.createText, and we're going to call it anything database.txt. So we're creating a text file. We're going to call it the anything database, and it's going to be stored in the /bin/debug folder. We want to keep it there because it's tight with the program. If we move or do something else, we don't have to deal with the dialogues. We can, if you want to use dialogue, you certainly can. You can let the user choose where the file is going to be and what it's going to be called. And that's not a bad idea if you want the user to have that kind of control. We're going to keep it simple though, and just create the file right here in the /bin/debug folder, so we don't have to deal with it. Then we're going to write our loop. So basically, we're going to actually say for int write count is equal to 0. That's our counter we actually established up above. Int write counter is less than int record count. In other words, we're sitting inside the number of records inside our database that we've created here. And record count is going to keep track of how many records we have out there. And then we're going to increment int writer count plus. We can do int write counter equals int write counter plus 1, or we can do the plus thing. We'll do that here in this case. And we'll end up, oops, I got to save that parentheses here, and then create our set of braces. I got that screwed up too, so I got to go here and push that thing down here, make it happen. Oh, we lost one. We lost this one here. There we go. Now it's fine. I was looking at that's what I like to put these things in an order like this. The system, even Java too, they'll put the starting brace out here and the ending one somewhere over here. I like to see this line up here so I can know that I've got 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1, okay, even numbers. They're all together. You could easily catch an error when something slips and you miss one. So what we've got here is we've got this loop that's going to go through the file and count these records now. So we're going to basically say format record int write counter by reference str anything record. We're going to format the record, and then we're going to write the record. Anything file write anything record. Write record. And then after that loop is done, we're going to say anything file dot close, and then lbl user message dot text is equal to data written to disk. There's our user message. So we're all done, but we have one error. We have the format record error right here. Why is that? Well, we don't have a format record routine. We could have put all our processing. Remember, we're bringing in data from 6 different lists here. And we could do it here and start concatenating that whole process right in here. But it seems like it'd be very, very confusing and look a little ugly and be hard to read if we did this. So we're simply saying format the record based on the record count and pass it the anything record, this guy right here. So we're going to use this anything record to create the data we need, which means we're going to be using a method. We're going to create a method to actually do that. What's that going to look like? It's going to look like this. We're going to put it down here. Private void. No, private string. We're going to actually send something. string. We're going to be sending a string value back. So we do have to give this thing a data type. Format record int x, comma, ref string str record, and then put in our braces. Why do we still have an error? Format record, because we haven't completed it. This should be a capital X. So we're going to say / format the record. And all we're going to do here is say str record is equal to lst first name x plus. What we're doing here is we're going to be concatenating the entire string of all what is it, 6 of those, 9 of those, whatever, into one record. And because we've already created the file so that it'll have the blanks in it, this thing will line up perfectly in our text file. We'll take a look at that when we actually test this thing. Next thing we do is lst mi record plus plus LST last name plus LST address line 1 LST address line 2 plus the comma plus LST city LST state LST zip. And that's it. We can actually stop that thing at this point in time and say, get rid of that, return str record. That's going to return the record. Notice we had the error here because we did not complete this. We didn't have the return in there or anything like that. Once we finished it and created this str record and returned it, the error went away on this thing, and we now have our call format record. Where is it? Right up here. Format record. It's passing the index to the lists in here. That's getting passed. So X receives the index. We're in the list box we're looking. And the reference to string record, we've created a string record up here as there's a null. We're referencing this thing by reference. So we're actually passing. So we're going to create str record down here, filling it with all this stuff and pass it back. So whatever the contents of str record is ends up in this particular variable right here, and then we can simply write it. That's all it takes to actually do this kind of thing. So we should be ready to go. Let's do a file save, and let's do a run. We have an error, okay? We've got an error. Let's find out where the error is. It's in 102, we're expecting a brace, okay, or semicolon in line 240. And where is that? Oh, right in here. It's like identifying it right there. We didn't end the line. Bang. Now it's ended. File save again. Do a run. It's much happier. Here's our blank program with nothing in it. We can't navigate, so we're going to do an add. We're going to put in Daffy. Update. Let's do another add. Elmer Fudd. And we'll have one more. Tweety Bird. All are set. Now we go ahead and write this thing. So we'll just click on the Save button, and we have data written to disk sitting up here. It's done. It seems to be set. So we're going to close the program off and examine to see if it actually worked. We'll close this thing off, and we'll go into the file where this thing is sitting. We're going to go into the file, which we've got in our sandbox here. I'll double click on this, V2. Go into the bin folder and the debug folder, and there's our text file, anything database text. Double click on it, and there it is. Stretch it out a little bit. What's going on? Oh, wait a minute. Something's wrong here. Oh, my problem here is I used write, which strung that data together. I want to call it write line. So I need to change this to line. And that way, what it was doing was attaching each record to follow the other one, a continuous string of records. Would have worked reading this thing back in because we have a number of characters in there, but it's better to use the right line because we can see it on a line-by-line basis in our text file. So let's save this again. Let's run it and bring in Daffy Duck. Oops. 98765. There we go. Let's do an add. Elmer Fudd. And one more. And there it is. We successfully added those things. Now we're going to go ahead and write that file. Now remember, we used create text, so whatever's there before this is going to be wiped away and we'll have a brand new one. So that's why we used create rather than append. Hit save on here, data written to disk. Close the program off. Let's go back in and see what we've got. Now we're looking better. Daffy, D Duck. Well, it looks like I didn't put the K in him. I screwed up that. But you can see what's happening here is we've got all the padding is in there. All these things are exactly the same size. Tweety is so long. Bird is so long. Only one character for the middle initial. Apartment, we have a blank apartment here, so we have nothing for Elmer Fudd. He has simply Hunter's Lane. He does not have an apartment piece, so that stays blank. Pine City. Everything is just fine here. Consensus down looks kind of lousy like this, but when you look at it like this, so we're looking at a line at a time on here. So that puts our database together. Now we have the ability to actually go in and read this thing and see what we've got here. With save complete, the next obvious task would be to create the load routine. That'll be next. Thanks for watching. Visit the website when you get a chance. And please subscribe to the channel. There's more stuff coming every week. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.